we got pledges of 50 grand when we met in Dallas.
The association had 40, as I recollect, original members. It went and elected an initial board of 16.
A few guys like Sims came through and wrote checks when he had to bail us out. We wouldn't have made it financially. We would have had to fold our tents because we couldn't become purely vendor funded. That would not have worked. Then we would have been nothing more than a house mouse buying group, and I don't think anybody wanted us to be that.
The association at times had to borrow money from its members to be able to operate.
We spent a lot of time hashing over issues. We used to have board meetings that would last days and into the night. But we did thrash out the issues that were burning about how to organize ourselves and what kinds of things the association should do.
Things were happening extremely fast. I mean, we were becoming an industry that people were looking at, legally of course, but financing-wise, supplier-wise.
The defining moment was when everybody realized that retailers are going to get in this business, finance people are going to get in this business, anybody who wants in this business is going to get into this business. How can we help them do it right so it doesn't jeopardize the business that we built?
The conflict of, who is going to have the influence on shaping the bylaws and, just some of the business practices and stuff like that. Those were the issues as I remember them, the obstacles they had to overcome.
Probably 200 people in the room at that first general session of the trade association, if you count warm bodies. And I teased rental dealers at that meeting about their Rolex watches and their gold chains and how they better be careful or the government was going to come in there and take those things away from them.
I mean, we had some shouting matches in convention halls. We had some screaming debates in general meetings. We had people stomp out of meeting rooms and take their checkbooks with them. The part about the checkbook really scared us.
And they were a very, even then, savvy bunch. They understood the nature of business and government, most of them, and they understood that they had to work with the government and that they couldn't just flaunt themselves and ignore the government, and we're instead going to have to stay organized and deal with it.
And I think Chuck Sims really pulled it together when Chuck said, look, people are going to get into this business with or without our help. Let's get them in it the right way. And the more money they spend educating the public as to what the rental business is, the more customers we'll all have.
And Dallas seemed like a natural spot to have that first convention.
Oh my. I think my son carried the budget around in a lunch bucket, literally in a metal lunchbox with the petty cash fund.
We gave away space to the exhibitors, and I think we gave away registrations to APRO members and to dealers.
It looked like Ernest Goes to Rental Business or something. It was pretty primitive.
I forget how we raised any revenues at all. I know that first convention we lost $18,000.
We had a lot of fun. We had people walking through the convention hall going, holy cow, wow, I didn't know we were this big. I didn't know there were this many of us.